Good evening, Commonwealth, and thanks for watching the Channel 2 News. I'm Ashley McDowell. Let's take a look at tonight's top stories. A major topic is introduced at the CPA meeting that would change the first and last impression tourists have of our island. Also tonight, CHCC is preparing relief for future disasters. And many gather to pay their respects to loved ones that have passed. In sports, the Oleai Sports Complex stays open. The circus isn't coming to town. Stay with us. These stories and more are next.
48 hours. That's all we get in a week. But those 48 hours, we try to make them last forever. How? By filling them fast with all the right stuff. With a lot of laughter, a little drama, some adventure, and a whole lot of love.
Dad, Mom's here.
It happens pretty quick,
Bye, Dad.
but it's cool. Because the rest of the week, we talk about our plans
You want to go to the beach?
on how to make the next 48 hours last us a lifetime.
Okay. Can you connect me to Alan, please?
Attention passengers of flight AJ3004, your flight has been delayed.
It's the flavor that makes you go, woo. McDonald's new spicy barbecue glazed tenders and chicken sandwich. Made with tender, juicy, all-white meat chicken.
Available in 4, 6, or 10-piece chicken tenders. Try the spicy barbecue crispy chicken sandwich too.
Hafa Day, Tirwami, and good evening, Commonwealth. Today is Friday, November 1st, 2019. Members of the Commonwealth Ports Authority met this morning, and a major topic introduced and discussed would change how tourists see our island when they enter and leave. Take a listen.
Pursue the goal of building a new terminal.
The Commonwealth Ports Authority Chairwoman, Kimberly King-Hines, introduced the idea of building a new terminal for the Saipan International Airport at the CPA committee meeting today.
I think we've come at a crossroad with regards to where we're going to move, how we're going to move forward with just all these issues in terms of the facility. And over the course of this past 2 years, we've been talking about the idea of renovating and expanding the existing infrastructure. But, Typhoon U2 has wreaked havoc on an already deteriorating building. And so the underlying issue is, do we keep, it's like a car, do we keep investing in a new car or make the hard decision of buying a new car? And I think we're there. And I think that, the facility is outdated.
An issue that keeps arising as the airport is over 50 years old and has many problems. Chairwoman of the Airport Operators Committee, Aurelia Alapuzo-Kretzers, gave a breakdown of the issues the airport is currently facing, presenting issues in the categories of operations and maintenance, image, and future planning of the airport. Things that need to be taken care of to run a successful operation.
The last thing they see when they leave is the congested airport. I think the airport now is almost at its capacity, and so it gets so crowded, so uncomfortable. Air conditioning are not really functioning well, and so those are just basic, we hope to see that fixed because it'll make our airport appear more professional.
The airport is the first and the last view tourists have when they come to Saipan. And a solution is a new terminal. Hines says the cost of a new terminal would be around $300 million, something that CPA and the government cannot afford. But Hines says she is exploring all funding options, and putting it on the agenda to begin the public discussion is the first step.
To be transparent about our intent, to explore different funding mechanisms to be able to realize the goal of building a new terminal.
Hines says she will be creating a committee that will discuss options for funding and planning involving members outside of the CPA board.
So what I want to do is appoint an ad hoc committee from various sectors in the community who are stakeholders and partners of CPA who have an interest basically in the building or the renovation or the replacement of the existing facility. And I was thinking that it would be good to get these stakeholders together to explore different options, but far more importantly, because of we are looking at exploring new ideas, it's important that we are very transparent as to what these ideas are and the public is informed. And so by appointing different members who are outside of CPA, I think that it would be a good way of sharing information and getting the community involved in terms of putting together an action plan of how to come about with exploring ideas to fund the new terminal.
Another option Hines says she is exploring is a private partnership, which other countries are already doing as they build their airports.
So basically it's looking at companies who are into this type of business of developing airports. And I'll give you an example. A good example is what's happening right now in Palau, where the Palau government has partnered up with a private entity to design, build, and operate a new terminal. Now, obviously, I don't know at this point in time, I don't know the full details of what their plans look like, but that's what they're doing.
CPA has a board meeting on November 8th, where Hines says she plans on appointing the committee to begin discussion on funding for the new terminal. Reporting for KSPN, I'm Ashley McDowell. Today was the launching of the first emergency medical team training in partnership with the World Health Organization. This afternoon, government agencies came together to attend the official launch of the emergency medical team that will help the CNMI be better prepared for the future.
Well, emergency medical teams are teams of health professionals that respond to disasters or any kind of emergency. And CNMI has had its fair share of experience with emergencies in recent years, particularly with Super Typhoon U2 in 2018. In that situation, the Commonwealth Healthcare Corporation deployed a number of teams to Tinian and also established satellite clinics in Saipan. And they've now decided to take the next step to develop that as a formal capacity within the CNMI, within the CHCC, to have a formal, trained, prepared team that can set up a field clinic in any kind of disaster that may affect the CNMI or neighboring countries and territories.
The EMT will consist of members from the hospital and first responders.
Well, the CNMI team is it's a national local resource. So the members will come from the Commonwealth Healthcare Corporation, from the fire service, from the police, from any other government agency that will come together with clinical capacity and logistics capacity to be able to set up a field hospital. Essentially, an EMT is a field hospital that is self-sufficient, so they can operate even if the water is not available, if the power is off. All they really need is a field, and they bring all of their supplies with them, including the food, medicines, medical supplies, everything they need to operate a clinic.
The CNMI's EMT will be in full effect when the training is complete.
So the CNMI emergency medical team could deploy to a typhoon in the CNMI within Saipan to Tinian or to Rota, or if there's any kind of emergency in another country where they request assistance from outside, if that's to other US APIs, to Guam, Palau, to FSM, for example. If they were to request assistance, the CNMI team, after being trained and procuring their supplies and developing their standard operating procedures, a process that we're starting with this launch today, could potentially deploy upon request. Well, we start next week with a one-week training. So we'll have a group of 24 or 25 individuals that will be trained to be the first team members. And they include doctors, nurses, logisticians, water and sanitation specialists, and public health officers. The CHCC already has a lot of supplies, tents, medical supplies, and all of the rest. So the process is already really quite far along. And going forward, the CNMI team hopes to become an internationally verified team so that they can support their neighbors in the region. So that might take a few more months or move into next year, but the process is really well underway. And our training next week will culminate actually with a full-scale simulation exercise. So we'll be setting up a disaster scenario where the team will have to set up their clinic, take care of their own water, transport themselves safely, communicate with local communities, and really practice so that they're ready for the next disaster.
After Super Typhoon U2, the CNMI sought assistance of EMTs from the mainland. With today's launching, the CNMI joins 11 other countries and territories in the Pacific in establishing this resource as part of its emergency response capabilities, both for response within the CNMI and to support any affected neighboring jurisdiction.
I think it's a great idea that we're doing this. It's good for the public, and if anything were to happen in the future, hopefully it doesn't, we'll be better prepared, we'll have better resources, better contacts with government agencies, government entities, and it's a great idea. I think we should have done it a long time ago, but now that it's happening, it's good it's happening now.
On the first and second day of November, it is tradition for Roman Catholic families to visit the graves of their loved ones and celebrate All Saints' Day and All Souls' Day. But what is the difference between them?
All of us are called to be saints. And perhaps we can understand it better by saying there are those like officially recognized in the church as saints. We mention them in Eucharistic prayer. They're in the church calendar. We celebrate fiestas of the saints. Last Sunday we celebrated San Jude. There is also San Antonio. There is all the feasts of our Blessed Mother. There's San Roque. All of that. So these are the saints officially recognized. But there are also personal saints in our lives. I shared to some like, say Tang, say Nang, who showed us examples of love, of virtues, of good deeds and words, and we remember the good that they have done. And I know all of us make mistakes, but we highlight the good, the way they live their lives, in response to God's invitation to a call for holiness. So the saints that are officially recognized by the church, our personal saints, and all of us the living who are called to be saints. So that's November 1st. And November 2 is, in a way, related, All Souls' Day, because our faithful departed, whom we observe officially on November 2, we also consider them, our saints of God. Although, again, if you think in terms of official observance of the church, November 1st is All Saints' Day, November 2nd is All Souls' Day, but we interchange because of the close relationship with these two events.
The Commonwealth Utilities Corporation is scheduling a water interruption in the areas of San Roque, Achigao, and Tonopog for Monday, November 4th. The interruption will take place from 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and will allow CUC's water operations personnel to perform repairs on a damaged main service lateral located near the Welcome Market in San Roque. Motorists are asked to proceed with caution or take alternate routes. For more information, contact CUC's Customer Call Center or follow CUC's Facebook page for the latest updates. Coming up, a dance group from the CNMI gets recognition from Guam to officially become teachers of Chamorro dance. More details after the break.
Mom, are you sure? What about the shutters? And do you have your medicine?
Don't worry about us, love, okay? You take good care of yourself. I'm in love. Yeah, sorry. The power went out, so I had to light up all the candles. Yeah. Yes, baby, yeah. I'm just glad our home phone's working and we're able to contact you.
Welcome to the Marianas Eye Institute. Our office on Beach Road is staffed with U.S. certified eye care technicians, doctors that have received national recognition, and a friendly, professional staff that will look after you and your loved ones. With over 1,200 eyeglass frames to choose from and an in-house lab, we can make most glasses in about an hour. And we even feature a mobile clinic to bring eye care to you. Keep your eyes healthy and strong with professional eye care at the Marianas Eye Institute.
Welcome back to the Channel 2 News. A dance group that has been performing for years on Saipan gets recognition from a master in Guam to officially become a School of Chamorro dance. Sally Lemus has the details.
A few weeks ago, we got the chance to touch bases with the first recognized master of Chamorro dance, who's based out of Guam, but of course he has developed roots here in the Marianas via the groups that are established here. That's Sina Frank Rabon. And with the conversations that him and I had, we were informed that our group, Simizan Manenata, has been recommended to be elevated to the status of Guma.
In the arts world, Guma has the same significance as Hula Halau, which originates from Hawaii. This means a house or school of the arts.
This is a very special recognition that our kids, our parents, and the group as a whole, which includes our officials and our volunteers, this is a very big honor for them, because for the last 5 years since Guma Simizan Manenata, we can call ourselves that now, has been in existence. We've gone above and beyond in regards to showcasing the uniqueness of Chamorro culture through song, chant, and dance.
The dances of Guma Simizan Manenata each tell a story. This is vital in the Sinamay today, as many try to preserve a dying culture.
A lot of our dances talk about respecting our elders, protecting the land, and then it goes through the different eras. So it's also like a history lesson. We have our colonial times, where we have our Spanish dances, where we wear the mestiza. We don't really have any records of ancient Chamorro dancing, so we have to, borrow from around the islands. And so for that we do our chanting and all of our singing, and then we have our contemporary, where we can showcase our modern singers for Chamorro time. So it goes through all the eras, and it gives a little bit of a history lesson. So a lot of our kids really listen and really feel the music when they dance.
Dancing has always been a form of expression. According to LJ Kostru, the Guma Simizan Manenata doesn't just entertain others, but is also an outlet to learn more about Chamorro culture.
At least we have something to show that what our kids are doing, what our parents are doing, is beneficial to the survival of the culture. And that's the main thing that we always say, that if one kid learns a new Chamorro word, if one kid learns a new dance, that makes our customs and our arts stronger, because at least there's somebody that gets it, there's somebody that has that understanding. And that's something that we always try to make our community understand, that we don't do this because we want to create a show. We do what we do is because we want to make statements. And we do it with our friends and partners in all the other islands, Guam, Rota, our Guma, our partner, our sister Guma and Tinian. It's a collaborative effort, and we're glad to be now at the table to not only make what we do here for the island stronger, but also make our culture as a whole stronger in the region and worldwide. Another thing we try our best to put out, that no matter what island you live in, no matter how the Chamorro sounds coming out of your mouth, you're still Chamorro. You're still of the Marianas.
This is Sally Lemis for KSPN News.
Thank you, Sally. A very nice story. All right, coming up in the KSPN2 Sports Report, the countdown has begun on a major event. Yes, the clock is tick-tocking. Stay tuned.
easier to use. With live TV, recordings, video on demand, and streaming apps all in a single place. When you're looking for something new, recommendations are tailored to you. Voice-powered, personalized results to find what you want faster. And the unlimited potential of smart home. The new experience from TiVo is here.
Watch the Visitors Channel online, on time, anytime at saipantv.com. Where to go, what to see, what to do. Restaurants, spas, activities, and culture. It's all in one place, in high definition, on your mobile device. saipantv.com. Check it out.
You deserve more. I know it's been hard. Come on, let's go for a ride.
Hi, welcome to Dow Rent to Own.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now this feels like home.
Dial Rent to Own, making lives better since 1987.
Buenas sports fans. Buenas sports fans, the Oleai Sports Complex was supposed to close today, but it's business as usual. For how much longer? Not sure. The Northern Mariana Sports Association has been keeping the Oleai Sports Complex open on a shoestring budget. Sports coordinator Tony Rigolafoy gives us the latest update.
I met with the board of directors in Amasa last night, and we were supposed to close the gym starting today, the facilities. But I spoke with, went up there and spoke with the legislature, so they're not saying they will help right away, but they will try and find something so we can extend the opening of the facilities. So right now we're open until such time that they can identify some funding. So I got the green light from Namasa, so we're okay. We're going to continue opening the facilities.
Rigolafoy says this is not a good time to close.
My goodness, the Japanese are coming in, the Koreans, and then we have the improvement of the lighting system. There's the track. Okay. They're going to repair, resurface the entire infield grass. So, we have to leave it open.
We have to leave it open because the circus is coming to town. Wait, what's the update on the circus here? Where are they going to use it here? They use it here?
They're going to use the gym. The governor and First Lady, the mayor, they were here. So starting today, we're going to start prepping the facility for that big event, the circus.
Patrick Guerrero is the local contact for the government when it comes to FEMA-funded renovations. Right now, Namasa not sure of what they will be able to do between now and the 2021 Pacific Mini Games.
Trying to communicate with Patrick, so all we wanted to know is when is the project timeline, so we can, we have the 21 games coming up, and we're kind of concerned because it's, getting closer to the games.
Typhoon Sudalo repairs, which had been approved but never used, are now being combined with U2 renovation, and that results in uncertainty at this particular time.
After Sudalo, then U2 came, so we have to submit another report. As far as the funding, I'm not sure how much will be allocated to these facilities. So I know Patrick's working hard. He's overwhelmed with all these projects, FEMA projects coming up, and. Yeah, we just hope that it's sooner than later.
Built in the 80s, this once nice facility has severely deteriorated over time.
This is a sorry story for a grandstand. All the islands have concrete grandstand. We're using roofing tin, so we need to change and be on par with the rest of the region.
The gym is over 30 years old. The decision: is it better to renovate it or demolish it completely and build a new one? Rigolafoy thinks it's time for the new one.
I spoke with Jesse Sablan from Guam, an engineer, and he recommended to demolish, but it all depends on funding, to demolish and build a new one. I mean, it's old, and they kept replacing the flooring, and according to Jesse, they need to elevate the building, because it's very close to the water.
The added gym will be open for the circus later this month.
Yep, the circus is coming to town. All right, tonight we tip our caps, or Marmars, to the top 2 plays that were shown on KSPN2 Sports this week. Instead of hip hip hooray, we say hip hooray. Coming in at number 2, it's KFAS in white in the M League. Yoon Jun Ro with this rocket shot, this bullet blast, this gorgeous goal. Yoon Jun Ro, the leg of legends, and top play number 2. And the KSPN2 top player of the week, Matanzas goalie Sean Davis with the scoop, the heave down court, through the defense to Ivan Gozum, who turns and scores! Sean to Ivan, the KSPN2 Sports top play. Here's the windup and the pitch.
I don't believe what I just saw.
So what are you going to do this year? At Gold's, a dedicated fitness studio with a cushioned floor is perfect for group exercise. The cardio room features a variety of treadmills, bikes, steppers, and ellipticals. Fitness machines will help you achieve your goals, and the largest free weight area on Saipan gives you comfortable space to work out. Gold's Gym team is ready to help you get to your goals. Try harder. We know you can do it.
Traveling or laying over on Guam? Don't wait around. Zip into Guam Adventures Zipline Park inside the Hilton Resort and Spa. Guides will take you through a series of zips, starting with the mountain course and then zip over the ocean with spectacular views of Tumon Bay. 6 zip lines in all deliver a thrilling experience, and it's family friendly, so bring the kids ages 6 and up. You'll love the security of double lines and a new braking system to make riding smoother. The towers are named after the islands in the Marianas. We call it the Island Hopper. Your guides will teach you what you need to know to soar through the jungle with a bird's eye view. Best of all, for residents of Saipan, Tinian, and Rota, you can book this experience at 20% savings. Log on to GuamAdventures.com and during checkout, use offer code HAFA20. Book it and zip it today. We'll even pick you up. Today's high, a very pleasant 84, the low 79, heat index 94. Humidity 96%. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, some isolated showers, easterly 10 to 15 miles an hour, high 88, and the low of 77, seas 5 to 7 feet. Sunrise 6:13 in the morning, a high tide at 33 past noon, sunset at 5:47.
All right, well,
Pleasant
thank you.
weekend.
Yeah, it sounds like a pleasant weekend. Thank you, Bob, for that weather report.
Sure. It's always nice to give a good weather report.
Always. It's nice to hear a good
Especially
weather
for All Souls Day tomorrow.
Yes, indeed. So everybody can enjoy that. So what starts?
The circus?
Nope. What
we
starts
have to
right
wait
now?
a couple of weekends, but
Yeah.
this weekend starts right now.
All right, starts right now. Have a great rest of your weekend. Tune in Monday night at 6.
Good night.